of circulation of money. Now, students, as I asked you the other day, what do you mean by velocity? What is the meaning of velocity? Like in 10th standard, you must have learned about velocity of wind and all. So tell me, what do you understand by this word velocity? Can somebody put it on the chat box, please? Yeah, speed. Yeah, that's right. Velocity means what? Velocity is the speed. Okay. Now, here, velocity of money circulation. Now, it is better understood if I give you a simple example. I told you this the other day also. Now, for example, you come to your college from Mulund station, right? And you decide that you will not walk from station to college. You will take a rick and you will come to the college. Okay. Now, what is the fare? It is 18 rupees from Mulund station to your college, right? Now, for example, when you reach college, you pay 20 rupees note to the rickshaw driver, right? And when you pay 20 rupees note, as the fare is 18 rupees, he will give you a 2 rupees coin in return. Okay, fare is 18 rupees, so you give him a 20 rupees note. So he will give you what? He will give you a 2 rupees coin in return. Okay. Now, the 20 rupees note which you have given to the rickshaw driver, he will use that 20 rupees note somewhere else. He might give that 20 rupees note to some other passenger. There is a chance, there is a possibility, it will happen. He will give, he will most probably give that 20 rupees note to some other passenger. Then, other passenger, what he or she might do, the other passenger will take that 20 rupees note, go to a shop, buy something, and get it exchanged over there. Correct. Then the shopkeeper might again give that 20 rupees note to some other customer. So this is how, this 20 rupees note is getting transferred from one hand to the other hand on the same day. On the same day, that 20 rupees note जो आपने दिया था रिक्शा ड्राइवर को, that same 20 rupees note is getting circulated like this. It is getting transferred from one hand to the other hand. Okay. And how fast, with what speed, with what pace, okay, it is getting transferred. It is moving from one hand to the other hand. That speed or that pace is called as what? It is called as the velocity of circulation of money. Am I right? Have you understood the concept? Tell me yes or no, otherwise I will repeat it once again. Have you got it? Okay. Right, so this is called as the velocity of circulation of money. How money circulates, how money moves from one hand to the other hand, how money is getting transferred from one hand to the other hand, and with what speed it is getting transferred. So that speed of its circulation, that speed of its movement, it is called as what? It is called as the velocity of circulation of money. I hope I am clear. Everybody got it? Okay. Now the first type, now students, velocity of circulation of money is categorized again into two types. So the first type we have is the transaction velocity, and the second type we have is the income velocity. I write the types on the chat box. You can copy down, then one by one we will discuss them. So the first type is transaction velocity. See on the chat box, it is there. And the second type is income velocity. Again, it's there on the chat box. So then the first one we take, that is transaction velocity. Now, what do we mean by transaction? What is transaction? Transaction is nothing but transaction is the day-to-day buying and selling. How do we utilize money? Okay, for buying and selling. That is called as carrying out day-to-day, daily life transaction. Now, what is transaction velocity here? It is basically the ratio of the annual volume of transaction to the stock of money. Like, for example, it will tell us about the speed, about the velocity, about the speed, about the pace, okay, with which the unit of money, a particular unit of money will move. A particular unit of money will circulate. Okay. Around the circle of payments, that is from income to payments for the goods and back again to income. Now, for example, students, suppose you are business owners and I am a household. I am a household and you are the owners of firms. Okay. Now I will give you what I will give you. Just come back to your circular flow of national income. I will give you what I will give you: land, labor, capital, entrepreneur, factors of production to you. And in return, for you will take it, and in return, what you will give it to me? You will give to me rent, wages, interest, and profit. Am I right? This was your circular flow. So again, this movement, between the household and between the firms, and with what speed that rent, wages, interest, and profit is flowing in the economy, it will basically be included in the transaction velocity. Okay, now for example, as you are the business firms, you are paying me what? You are paying me rent, wages, interest, and profit. I am using it. Being the household, I will be using it. ओके, तो फिर ये ऐसे ही चलता रहेगा. मैं फिर से आपको फैक्टर्स ऑफ प्रोडक्शन दूंगी, आप फिर से मुझे रेंट, वेजेस, इंटरेस्ट एंड प्रॉफिट्स देंगे. ओके, तो ये जो मूवमेंट होता जाएगा, ये किस स्पीड के साथ होता जाएगा, किस वेलोसिटी के साथ होता जाएगा? Economy. How it will be circulated over the entire economy. How this factor incomes, will do their duties. How these factor incomes will be circulated, with what speed they will be circulated in the economy. So that is called as what? That is called as the transaction velocity of circulation of money. Tell me, did you understand this? If no, then say no. If yes, you can put yes on the chat box. If no, feel free to put no. I am ready to explain it once again. Any queries they can ask also. Got it? No, everybody. Okay. So just put a star mark and write down one definition there. Transaction. It is the ratio of the annual volume. It is the ratio of the volume of transaction, annual volume of transaction to the stock of money, to the stock, STOCK, stock of money. Now, there are various factors, students, which affect this transaction velocity. कौन से factors की वजह से this transaction velocity changes? Okay. So there are factors like, there is the volume, if the volume of production and trade changes, if there is a change in the pattern of trade, if there is a change in the production in the economy. So because of all these things, the transaction velocity will be affected. Then apart from that, institutional arrangements, then savings, institutional arrangements like, for example, the credit system, then banking, changes in the banking system. Okay, they will also bring changes in the transaction velocity. Then savings. Now, students, if you save more, it is not only that Sharanya will start saving, then Namita will start saving. Everybody from your class will start doing the savings. Okay. It is not a question of one or two people. Everybody will start doing the savings. The entire economy, entire country, people living in the entire country will start doing the savings. So when we, start doing the savings more and more and more, so क्या हो जाता है, पैसे आके उस सेविंग्स में, सबके पैसे उस सेविंग्स में चले जाते हैं, तो उस पैसे को हम हाथ नहीं लगाते, बिकॉज इट पुट इनटू सेविंग्स. तो तभी क्या हो जाता है, तभी जो वेलोसिटी होता है, स्पीड जो होता है, बाकी का पैसा जो मूवमेंट के लिए हम छोड़ देते हैं इकोनॉमी में, तो तभी जो स्पीड होता है, दैट वेलोसिटी slows down, that velocity becomes less that time. Why the velocity becomes less that time? Because more and more people, they will start doing the savings, and when more and more money is pushed to savings, that money we don't touch, we keep it for savings. and the remaining only little proportion of money is left out in the economy for circulation. Okay, so that time what happens? That time only when little proportion of money is left out, okay, for circulation, that time the speed, the velocity becomes less in the economy. That time the velocity of circulation of money falls down. It becomes less. Okay, so this is how savings is also responsible for affecting the transaction velocity like this. Okay, then there is fluctuations in the price level will also affect the velocity, transaction velocity, and the income receipts. How long, what is the gap between the spending and the receipt of income? Okay, that gap is also responsible, okay, for the change happening under transaction velocity. So, have you understood about transaction velocity? If yes, put yes. If no, then put no. Any queries you can ask. Then I will move forward. All of you all got it? Okay, great. Now, second one you put income velocity of money. Income velocity of money. So just put one definition there, write one definition, then I will discuss the concept. Put a star mark and write down. It refers to the average number of times, the average number of times a unit of money, a unit of money is used for, a unit of money is used for making payments, making payments for the final goods and services, making payments for the final goods and services. Okay, so basically it is more popular with national income accounting. Now it what happens, uh, every time every time we use money for making payments, okay, whatever we buy and we make payments for the final goods and services, every time we make payments for the final goods and services, and with what speed we make payments. ओके, नाउ फॉर एग्जांपल आप एक दिन में कितनी बार पेमेंट करते हो? आपके पास कोई पेपर वाला आया, आपने उसको पैसा दिया, आपके पास मंथली जितना हुआ उतना पैसा दिया, आप फिर शाम को शॉप में गए, आपने कुछ परचेज किया, वहां पे आपने पैसा दिया. So this is how in particular one day how many times you are paying, you are making payments. Okay, so that with what speed you are making payments, that is called as what? That is called as income velocity of one, right? Okay, now there are various factors because of which this income velocity will change. Again, there will be some demand for idle cash. Cash, can somebody write it on the chat box, or you can unmute yourself and tell what is the meaning of idle cash? It affects this income velocity. What is idle cash? Please, you can put your answers on the chat box, or you can unmute yourself and tell me. Whatever you feel, you can tell. What is idle cash? Anyone? Which is not in use? Anyone? Anything else? It is basically the idle cash. The idle cash is the liquid cash which is available with us. Okay, that is called as the idle cash. Okay, so income velocity becomes zero in case of idle cash. ओके, बिकॉज वो हमारे पास लिक्विड कैश ऐसे अवेलेबल होता है, हम लोग उसको बाद में यूज करते हैं, पहले सारे स्पेंडिंग्स हम लोग क्लियर करते हैं, देन वी जस्ट कीप इट. Okay, later on we will use that liquid cash or the idle cash. So in such case, when we just keep use, right, so then what happens, the velocity will be less. The velocity will be affected like that. Then national product, which you know. Okay, so it also affects the income velocity of money. Now, if the GNP falls, that is, if your gross national product it falls, it becomes less with the constant quantity of money. Money remains constant, but GNP, starts falling down, or vice versa. If it happens, then again, the income velocity, there is a chance that the income velocity might reduce that time, the GNP, due to the gross national product. So this is how income velocity will be. All of you all clear? Please respond. Yeah, all of you all. Okay, okay. Now, students, regarding your multiplier chapter questions and this chapter questions, Google Classroom, it was not getting uploaded. So the study material, in case if it is not uploaded on Google Classroom, I might post on WhatsApp group. So from there also you can get it. And questions, I will post it, don't worry, on Google Classroom. So by chance, if I am not able to post the study material, I might post on WhatsApp. So you please keep a track, okay, on both the platforms. Is that clear, everybody? Okay. Now take chapter number. Start with it. Chapter number 10. You put demand for money and the theory of interest. Demand and the theory of interest. I write on the chat box and copy down. Demand for money and the theory of interest. So we will go to the slide. Can you see everybody? If you can see the slide, write slide on the chat box. Okay, okay. You can see this slide. Great. Now, demand for money. Now, why do we demand money? What is the reason that we demand money? Okay. Now, first of all, money is what? Money is basically used for what? For transaction, and we also keep money for future use. There are two purposes for which we demand money. There are two purposes for which we need money. We require. This is how. Okay. There are two money is demanded for transaction purposes. That is, money is used as a medium of exchange. That is, we need money for day-to-day daily life transactions. And secondly, money is kept as a stock. Means what? We need money, we save money for future use. Because as I said, in the future. So thinking about the future, in future there might be sickness, there might be some other problems. So we cannot predict them now. So thinking about this unpredictable future, we save money right now in the present. And this we do as a precaution. Okay. So these are the two we then find the functions of money. I will write the two important functions of money. If you wish, you please take down. They're very, very important. Okay. the two important functions of money. So the first one, money is used as a medium of exchange. Means what? That we use money for buying and selling, for carrying out transactions, day-to-day transactions. Okay. And the second one, second function is what? Second function is money is used as a store of value. Store of value means money is kept as a stock. Store of value means money is kept as a stock. That is, we save money, okay, for future use. Is that clear till here? All of you all? Okay. Everybody has stood. Boys, girls, please respond. Okay. So let us get back to the slide. Okay. Now see here. So there are two approaches of money management. One we have is the classical approach. Now there were students, various economists. Okay, economists like J.S. Mill was there, then Irving Fisher was there, then David Hume was there, and many other economists were there who have, who have emphasized on this approach, on this classical approach. And this classical approach gave importance to what? Classical approach gave importance to this first function of money. Classical approach gave importance to this function, that is money we use as a medium of exchange, that is we use money for transactions. So ये approach को दिया गया था importance. Okay, this classical approach. And the major economist who got involved into this, the main economist, it was Irving Fisher. I works. The name of the economist who got involved into this, who has contributed immensely to this classical approach, his name was Irving Fisher. Irving Fisher. See, I have written on the chat box. Now, he emphasized this concept and he gave the equation of exchange. And through his equation, what he tried to show that money is utilized as a medium of exchange. That is, money, we use it for transaction purpose. So you can see on the slide this equation, MV equal to PT. Now, M is what, students? M represents money supply. V will be the velocity. P will be the price level. And T will be the transactions. If you want, I can post it for you on the chat box also. You can write it from there. Please write down the equation from the chat box. So MV equal to PT. This was the equation which was given by Fisher under classical approach. Okay. Now M is what, students? Who will tell me? Please unmute yourself and tell. What is M here?
Money
Students,
supply.
what is M here?
Marginal velocity.
M is money supply, right? V is what? V will be what? V will be
transaction
velocity, correct. Yes. What is P? P is
price level.
and what is T?
Transaction.
Yes, T will be transaction. So I repeat, you can write where M equal to money supply, where M equal to money supply, V will be the transactions velocity, V will be the transactions velocity, P will be price level, P will be the price level and T will be transaction. T will be the transactions. Okay. And secondly, students, he has given one more equation. This was the first equation. One more equation which I have I repeat, I write on the chat box. It was MD equal to PT upon V. This is the second equation which I have posted on the chat box. D will be small. Rest all will be in capital letters. MD equal to PT upon V. So here MD you write equal to demand for money. पहले वाले में मनी सप्लाई था, यहाँ पे क्या है MD इक्वल टू डिमांड फॉर मनी. MD equal to demand for money. And you know P is what? P is as usual price level.
Price.
T will be transactions and V will be transactions velocity. Okay. Here in this second equation, MD equal to demand for money. P will be T will be transactions and V will be what? V will be as usual the transactions velocity. Okay. Now this classical approach students, they are basically, as I said, it focused on the first function of money, that is money is used as a medium of exchange, which means what? Which means we use money for buying and selling. We use money for transaction purposes. Then this transaction velocity, this classical approach which we are learning now, it gave importance to price level as well as it gave importance to the velocity of money. Two concepts it gave importance. It gave importance to price level as well as it gave importance to this V, that is velocity. Okay. And it told change, if there is a change in the velocity of circulation of money, then the quantity of money will also change. This you please write it. If there is a change in velocity of, if there is a change in the velocity of circulation of money, if there is a change in the velocity of circulation of money, a change in, there will be a change in the quantity of money demanded. The quantity of money demanded. Okay, all of you all please mark your attendance on Google Classroom. Do not mark late attendance over there. I can see 47 people, 46, 47 people who are present for this lecture. So only that count I should find. Okay, no extra counts. If you have not attended the lecture, do not mark the attendance later on. Only till 11:30, you have to mark the attendance over there. And I will see your multiplier and money supply chapter together. I will try to post the study material. If I am not able to post on Google Classroom, I will post on WhatsApp. Okay. Same with the questions as well. So tomorrow again we will continue. That is same time, 11 o'clock. Okay. Till then, goodbye. Take care.